them and getting ready for them coming to town on Monday?
Yeah, well, veteran coach, Laura does a great job, and a team that has a lot of experience returning. NCAA tournament team a year ago finished, extremely hot at 11 out of 12 wins, I think, something like that, and won their tournament, going away, and so very impressive. And so you got a veteran team coming in, a good game. I mean, that's what's coming. I can't tell you that I've gotten deep into the scout yet. We're working on us, right now. Then we'll get into that, obviously, before Monday. But Division I basketball, every night's a war.
When we talked on Sunday, you had 3 players with a variety of minor injury and illness that we're a little uncertain about. Any movement on that going into Monday's game? Very
similar to where we were, on Sunday. And so unknowns, we don't, Shalexis is day to day, a little more uncertain on Bendu and to me his timelines.
Going back and looking at the tape from the Western Oregon game, anything jump out at you that wasn't a fair, just watching the game?
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a game like that where clearly that's a game we should win, everybody knows that, and you're not pulling away like you want to, certainly it creates a little anxiousness inside, and it can lead to a little frustration, like why are we not getting away from this team? And that's the emotion of it, and then you get to watch film and you get to step away from it, talk to, great people like you afterwards to gain some perspective on the game. And then, you look at the things that you've got to improve upon, and you look at the things that you did great. And, we didn't shoot the ball particularly great for us, but we got great shots. I loved the way the ball moved. I loved our inside presence. I loved our post passing. I thought our spacing was phenomenal. I thought, so all those things I thought we executed very well, all the while remembering that, half this team, it's their first time ever playing in Gill with the lights on and people in the stands, and I should say, what a great crowd for an exhibition game, and 3,400 plus on Sunday, and for those that were new, I mean, that's what they've been dreaming of, for a long time now, is being in that environment, and that was their first chance. We weren't near where we need to be on the defensive end of the floor. We had a great stretch in the third quarter and in the fourth, but the first half we were not ourselves. And, you could just say, man, we were on different pages, we were nervous, we were all these things. And that's the beauty of an exhibition game, is get out there, get your feet wet, and get over that. And now let's get down to business, and certainly, we'll need to be a little bit better, especially on that end of the floor come Monday.
Is there anything you've been pleasantly surprised with that you maybe weren't expecting to see that you got to see out on the court on this past weekend?
Well, I think being pleasantly surprised would have to go to the offensive end and just the way we moved the ball. I thought you never know quite how we will execute. Once we're out there, will our heads be up? Will we see the floor clearly? Will we be attacking in straight lines? Will the ball move on time when we make the extra pass? And for a majority of the game, I thought we executed extremely well. And I thought we saw massive growth in Yelena. I thought she was fantastic, keeping the ball high. Talia was phenomenal. Noelle did a great job, being thrown into the one. And AJ did what AJ does, just played so aggressive. So our returners did their thing all at the next level, in my opinion. And then our freshmen, while we made, countless mistakes defensively, played with poise and confidence and settled in and got better as the game went on, So I don't know if there's just one particular thing, but I think overall it was positive.
How has Talia really grown into her role as a returner? And a lot of people leaving last year in the transfer portal, but Talia stayed, and a really important addition, or I guess stay over to this roster. How has she sort of grown here in her second year?
Yeah, well, I think she's had such an amazing career, and she's shown this progression throughout her career of just improvement. She's a pro. She stayed and worked like crazy last spring. She worked like crazy in the summer. Her mindset was right. She stepped into leadership roles. She's embracing that. She's invested in her teammates. She's showing how bad she wants to win, how bad she wants this program to win. And, you know, then we saw Sunday just decision-making is at a different level. I mean, she's embracing the process and understanding that, you know, you have to continue to morph and adjust to what's demanded. I put her at the point at the end, you know, so she's so versatile. She played the one solely down the stretch and made great decisions, got the ball where it needed to be. I didn't feel like she forced. I just felt like she played just really high-level basketball throughout and was very efficient because of it. And
in this non-conference schedule, you guys don't really leave the state of Oregon until December, opposed to last year. You guys had multiple cross-country trips. Mm-hmm. I guess team bonding-wise and how you guys operate as coaches and spending a lot of time together, is it better to travel a lot early in the season? You're spending a lot of time in the hotel together and at these away arenas and going out to eat together, opposed to being back here at home for much of the month until you take your first road trip?
You know, I don't think it matters. I think we have 2 tournaments that we're part of where we will be in hotels. We will be together traveling. That's pretty much normal. Last year, you know, we took Ellie Mack home and went to Philly, you know, and so that was a unique trip. Then obviously Daytona, you know, then Maui. So last year we had 3. This year we have 2, you know, of those. So even though we're in Portland, it's still a destination tournament. It's still away from campus, so it will still have that same vibe. And you know, then Maui's Maui, you know, and that's obviously become tradition now, and is one of those galvanizing experiences because we're in the schools, we're with the community to go along with basketball that you can't really replace. And so I feel like we have enough, you know, built in to accomplish what we do each year. And this team is already tight-knit. You know, we've had a heck of a month coming off team retreat, spending Saturday with Bendu's family, you know, at her brother's service was very special, impactful, you know, and a byproduct of that is galvanizing, you know, and then just every day going through the wars together, understanding that this is a team that's going to need to grow quickly. They get that, and you can see their relationships reflect their understanding of that.
When you have a new team of a lot of new players, how do you get them to buy into the fact that they do need those relationships to help them on the court?
We talk about it. We talk about the importance of it, of being a tight team. We recruit to it. They're here because of that, you know, and while we had, you know, transfers, which is different for our program this past year, doesn't change the way we do business. The mission's the mission. I mean, we are here as a family to take care of each other, to help them grow, to help them be a part of something that is so fun, that you're looking forward to the gym every day. You know, the world's been upside down for a couple of years, and so we've all been in survival mode. I wouldn't say that everything's gone exactly as we'd hoped or planned, but I do feel like we've done the best considering the circumstances. You know, well, they all came here for that. Everything is normalizing a bit, thankfully. And, you know, the relational part is what I think we're best at when we're full service going like we go. And so they understand that. They understand this basketball season gets really long, and if you're not with a group of people that you love and you want to be around, that can be kind of miserable. When you are, it can be the best thing you've ever been a part of. You know, so I think that's an easy sell. You know, then now it's just having fun together each day, playing the sport we love, and really keeping it that simple. Talking and being honest. Okay, we got to get better at this or that. We're going to have to be honest right now. We're going to have to say this is something we're not good enough yet at, and we're going to have to address it. And that's very normal. We're trying to play basketball at the very highest level of our age group, and so, you know, with when the right people are in the room, that's easy, and that's what I see with this team.
I feel like your team is kind of the opposite of the men's team, where they have a lot of young players, where you use the transfer portal to bring in a lot of players that had experience. How do you feel like that maturity has kind of reflected in the exhibition and the practices you've been a part of so far?
Yeah, well, not yet. It hasn't happened yet because they didn't play yet. But Bendu and Shalexis bring a very cool, needed confidence with them. I mean, both have been in the pack for four years, well, their whole career. I mean, Bendu transferred in, but you know what I mean. They've been in, they know the conference, they get it, nothing really phases them, and they ooze that confidence, and they've been willing to share their experience, and they come as professionals every day, and they have a leadership that just fills the gym in a way, and so once they're out there with us, I mean, then everybody will see what we've seen in practice, which is massive impact. You know, they make everybody better, they make everybody's job easier, and they give us a lot of confidence, you know, when they share their thoughts. And so, very important, I thought, two very important additions, you know, to our program at the perfect time.
Yeah, and if you could give us, because you've seen a lot more than we have, one quality that you think fans are going to come in and they're going to say, I noticed this about the Oregon State women's basketball team. After your first game, what do you think that one thing would be?
Yeah, unselfishness. I mean, I just think that is what women's basketball is in general. That is what our team has always been. I think we just play for each other. We share the ball. It's just a fun experience. That's what it is, and that's why people love us so much. You know, that's why we had 3,400 for an exhibition game the other day. Was they see in our team something that's very hard to find in life. That's what I mean, that's my favorite part of our program, is creating a team that operates in a way that is uncommon in life. And so then you come into Gill Coliseum and you're watching this group of women compete like crazy and play hard for each other. You know, the ball never stops. We're hard to guard because of it. You know, and it's just so inspiring. You know, so I think this unselfish togetherness, you know, is just puts a smile on your face.
In your experience and being comfortable out there.
My role is definitely the biggest difference. Having to, you know, bring in all these new people, only 4 returners, it's been a lot to take on. But, you know, helping out the coaches, introduce the new players to our system, and just, you know, bringing them along, holding them in our arms, under our wing. It's definitely the biggest change in my game. I think that's given me like an extra boost in my confidence too that I didn't think I would have coming into year 2. But yeah.
Once you got through that first season and you had some space from it and were able to look back, how did you feel about it? About that, the way that first season went?
I think it was a pretty good first season for a freshman. You know, I wasn't expecting a lot of playing time or a lot of minutes or making a huge impact, but I did what I could with, you know, what I was given, and just taking in everything I could from the seniors that we had and those vets, you know, who had been playing with Scott for a while. So just taking that in and, you know, using that to apply, you know, in my role now and how I'm helping these new freshmen, it's helped a lot. So I'm super thankful for my freshman year.
Your game looks an awful lot in some ways like Ellie's. Did you learn a lot from her last year, and are you applying that? Because it looks like maybe this year they're going to use you in a lot of the same kind of plays that they've used on Ellie. Little pin downs, curls, you know, the mid-range jumpers that Ellie was getting last year. It looks like that kind of might be your corner this year.
Yeah, I definitely do look up to Ellie a lot. She's a great player and a great person, and it was super nice to have someone like her, you know, as a vet on the team to look up to and talk to. And we don't talk as much now, you know, she's overseas, and I'm super happy for her. But yeah, definitely stepping into more of her role, it's been helpful, and just, you know, having played with her, I'm super grateful for that.
Going back, just kind of getting prepared for basketball season, there are a lot of games that you kind of popped off, and you might not have went into the game with that role, but you kind of stepped up. So how have you been kind of looking forward to your new role of hopefully coming in and being more of a consistent player that's, you know, a lead scorer on this team?
Yeah, I definitely take a lot of pride in that now. Like I was saying, I have a new confidence that I just feel a lot more comfortable out there than I did last year, and yeah, just comfortable and confident, and yeah.
And this, like you said, new group of players. What have you liked the most about kind of adding those players in? Any different personalities that are coming in that you've enjoyed, or something different that you guys do than maybe last year?
It's just obviously a lot of new personalities. It's super fun to be a part of, though. Everyone is so awesome. Like Scott said, we're all super close already. We had our retreat a few weeks ago, and it's just really fun to hang out with all these different people every week and during practice. And so I'm super happy with the people he's put together. He's a great recruiter, and he's put together. We say we're family, and it's true, we are. And so I'm super happy with this group.
And in the locker room, when you guys talk about your goals coming into the season, what are some of those goals?
Obviously, we want to go far in the postseason. Who doesn't? We want to, the Pac-12 rankings came out, and I think we want to prove some people wrong, and just make a huge impact. I don't think people are expecting a lot just because of the changes we've had in our group, but I think we're going to make some big impacts in the Pac-12 and just just make a difference from last season. It's going to be good.
What is something about this freshman class a lot of us haven't gotten to see yet that you have gotten to see? What's sort of a defining characteristic?
Their confidence is crazy. I'm super impressed with how they come into practice every day. They just want to work hard. It's inspiring. I remember last year being scared every practice, and I just don't see that in them. Maybe they are, but they don't show it. They all bring so much, and it's super fun. Put in extra work with them outside of practice and just see how much they want it. So I'm super excited to play with them this season.
Is that something you were ready to tell them in practice one, hey, it's okay, it might be a little overwhelming, and then you sit back and oh, I'm right. Was that something you were ready to sort of just lead a little bit and reflect on that?
Yeah, I was definitely prepared to be there to help. They can lean on me and use me as a vet, but they definitely didn't look like they needed it. They fit in super well. And they're great at asking questions when they do need help, but they're never scared or intimidated. They're ready to take on anything.
Well, Raegan, how did you feel after Sunday's game?
It was a good game. It was a really good learning experience, especially for the freshmen. It was our first time playing in Gill. It was a really awesome experience with all those fans there, and lots of learning left to do, so it was exciting.
The fans specifically, were you excited? It's a Sunday afternoon exhibition game, and there's 3,400 people, almost 3,500 people in the crowd. What's that like to experience that?
Yes, it's definitely a lot different than practicing in there with no people, I'll tell you that much. You add all those people and all those lights, and it's truly an experience that was amazing. It's unbelievable. All those fans that are screaming at the top of their lungs are just so invested in us, and I'm so grateful to all of them. It was just a really unique experience that all of us really enjoyed.
This team has a bunch of guards and not a lot of bigs. You're probably not just going to be able to hang out in the background and get acclimated. How does that feel knowing that just because of the numbers, you're going to have a role on this team pretty much from the outset?
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. I'm excited to take on a new role, play my part well, and thankfully I have a bunch of people around me. Yelena, fellow freshman, Tamia Gardner, all these vets that have experience. Maybe they're not post players, but they have experience playing with post players. So all these people around me, including Coach Rueck, all these coaches that are just investing time into me and getting me to where I need to be in order to play a role on this team.
You obviously had a lot of options when it came to deciding where you wanted to play college basketball. Why did you choose this program?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was looking at programs, I really looked at the culture of the programs, the coaching staff, the players there. I thankfully had the opportunity to talk to some players that graduated. I got to talk to Michaela Pivick for a really long time one afternoon, and that was a unique experience, just seeing what she had to say about the program, all good things, and it was just great. Meeting the coaches, learning more about them, and obviously the coaching change was hard after I was committed, and then 2 coaches left, and then I had to trust Coach Rueck in hiring new people, which he did a great job of. So in the end, it was really truly the culture that I was after, and the family that we are now is something that I was looking for, and we truly are a family, and that's something that was super important to me when looking at colleges.
And what are your goals for your freshman year? What would you like to accomplish?
Yeah, well, of course, everyone wants to make a big run in the tournament. That's something every team wants to do, so I think that would be super fun as a first year to make it to the tournament and make a run, especially with this team. Got a lot of talent, a lot of really good players. I just want to build some relationships that'll last a while, which we're already starting to do. I want to improve my game as much as I can, and thankfully under this amazing coaching staff, I know I'll have the ability to do that.
And I know you've been training for a long time. You probably came into the summer, put in the hard work, you got preseason. Now season's finally here.
Yeah.
You kind of got to watch the football team like come in, and it's here. How does it feel?
It's a great feeling. I mean, it couldn't come fast enough, that's for sure. October was fun practicing and all, but now that games are starting up, it's exciting, and we're all ready to go.
And you had to pick one way that you've grown since the time you stepped on campus till now. What would that one be?
I would say Coach Rueck has really impacted me in the fact that he always tells me to go to my go-to move, whatever that is. I would kind of pick which one in every scenario, which move to do, but he's always like, your go-to move is always usually gonna work. So if it always works, why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So he has really influenced me and impacted me in that. So always go to your go-to move, which I'm working on and hopefully getting better at, and Yelena has done a great job in helping me with that as well. Great leadership there.
Yeah, and knowing that you're going to have a role on this team right from the start, how have you kind of gone about that and the pressure of that, kind of handling it mentally?
Yeah, well, it's obviously different. I mean, I played a big role, obviously, on high school teams. We all have. I mean, we got a bunch of talent here. We all had some big leadership roles in high school, so obviously the roles have kind of changed. I'm back to being a freshman, not knowing a ton, learning a bunch of new plays, learning a bunch of new stuff from these coaches and these vets on this team. So just stepping into my role, whatever that may be, just whatever coach needs, whatever my team needs, that's what I'm going to do. And thankfully I have all these people around me. Obviously, like I said, Yelena is a great role model in that because she's been here, she knows the program well, she knows where to be, and the moment I have a question, I go straight to her. I do, and it's great. So these people here are really helping me out in that.
And my last question is, if you had to pick your favorite thing, either about campus, Oregon State, or Corvallis, completely outside of basketball, what would that one be?
I would say I love the little small town kind of vibe we got here in Corvallis. I mean, I'm from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, well, Littleton, Colorado, but my school was in Highlands Ranch. It was a big area. And here it's more of just a small town. We walk around, everybody's like, oh my goodness, or they know you because it's so small and everything's so tight-knit. And I mean, our fan base is amazing. That's something too. I mean, the amount of fans at our exhibition game alone was just amazing. And the fact that they get into it, they don't just sit there. I mean, you can hear them. You can. And it's a unique experience to just be in such a tight-knit community that really just loves the athletes here and just loves the college of Oregon State University.